Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's Tuesday evening, and this evening we are talking slowing down and customer service. Mhm. Because I have decided that customer service nowadays is nothing like what it used to be. Because the expectations of the customer have changed so much. And I think there's a lot of people who, when they order something or when they buy something online or when they phone up to try and sort something out, they're expecting everything to be done immediately. And the world doesn't work that way. And for so many, due to the way things have been perceived before, it's like, the squeaky wheel gets the most oil. If I shout the loudest, if I just keep shouting, eventually they'll get their manager. Eventually, if I keep threatening the TV or threatening the newspapers, eventually they'll do that. Um, that's starting to not work now because so many people have started to do that. So many people, so many customers have started. Just if they don't get something immediately, they immediately go to complaints, they immediately go to whatever. And then there's the whole thing about all the spurious complaints that are there. I'm sure we've seen them on social media where it's like, this person gave my restaurant a 1-star review. It's not a restaurant, it's a paint shop, so they've obviously never been there. Things like that. And it's a whole different ballgame from what it was. And I have decided that my plan to deal with this is going to be to slow down. And by that, I mean to try and keep up with everything. So if the car needs taxed, tax it a couple of weeks ahead. Don't leave it till the last day. If you need a passport, make sure you've applied for it months ahead. If you want to order a wedding dress, a couch, a TV, a computer, whatever, make sure you do it in plenty time. Do not expect miracles, especially now because supply chains are not the way they used to be, but also people are asking for a lot more just now. I know there's so much more, so many people just now can't afford a lot of the stuff that they used to. But it means that what they are buying, they're getting very, very pernickety about. And if you're in customer service, especially retail, you have my sympathy because I have been there when people have been obnoxious. I have certainly been on the other end of the phone to quite a number of customers who seem to think that the louder the shout, the more that they'll get out of me. Good luck with that. Obviously, in days of old, when I was younger, I used to have a lot of phone problems when that happened. Phones would just cut off. What can I say? Must have been, birds on the wires or something. Obviously, now you don't have birds on the wires, and most of the calls are recorded. So that's now no longer. But I have noticed that people just keep trying to push and say, well, you have to do that. And one of my turns of phrase is like, I'm sorry, I cannot knit you a person to come and do what you want done. If you go to a dress designer, we're going back to the wedding dressy thing. If you go to a dress designer and you say, yes, I want that, and they go, okay, so we've got your size, we've got your pattern, we've agreed a price, we've agreed the material, you want this, 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 and this. And you're like, yep, okay, so that's going to take 6 weeks. What do you mean 6 weeks? I need it in 2. It's not happening. Well, it has to because I'm getting married in 2 weeks. Well, you should have bought your wedding dress earlier. It doesn't matter how loud you shout at this woman or this man or the designer or the seamstress, any of them, they cannot physically work anymore. They can't do two things at the same time. They have to concentrate and fix the one that they're doing, which has been ordered for ages and is getting ready in plenty time. Now, for trades, obviously, sometimes it's more of an emergency because if it's the electrics that are gone, that can be dangerous, etc. If your house is flooding, etc., etc. And yes, the plumber or the electrician will come out. But the flooded house, you're not going to get 20 guys in there to clear that up within a week. It's not going to happen because those 20 guys are booked out for the next month. They've already got jobs where people have had wet homes for the past 6 months. There just isn't enough bodies. So that seems to be a thing. And then you get, just as I say, in retail, you get people at the garage or at the coffee shop or the sandwich bar or the clothing shop, saying, I bought this and this is not, or, I was in front of her, I'm in a rush, why can't you do this? And the abuse that staff are getting now is just getting ridiculous. Now, obviously, there's no way to fix that because people are just getting out of hand now. However, I'm thinking, as I say, I have the plan of I'm going to slow down, I'm going to plan better, and I'm going to try and avoid having to do anything where it's a rush job. So that if I have to phone someone, I can phone them and go, I'm just putting that order in now. No, it's due then, that's fine. And then I will deal with it. If it's not arrived like 2 weeks before it's due, or I haven't heard from them to confirm it's arriving, then I will go. I'm not going to try and pull it in. It's like I always say, if you're expecting someone, say like they say the meter reader's coming and needs to be there by 5 o'clock, 3 o'clock's my limit. Obviously we're rural, so it could be miles away. Something could have happened on the road, a tree could have come down, something like that. But 3 o'clock I always phone and go, you just let me know whether this is happening or not. Now, if they've forgotten, but they've got someone close by, they will fix it. They've got enough time to fix it at 3 o'clock. If they don't have someone, there's no point in shouting because there isn't anyone. They cannot knit you a person to come. Yes, it's a pain. Yes, it's not so good. But see that person on the end of the phone? It's not their fault. It's not their fault that a tree came down in the road. It's not their fault that the guy in the van got a flat tyre. So will you please stop being rude to those people? That's my wish for everyone at the moment, is take a breath, slow it down. Yes, you may have wanted it then. Did you need it then? No. Well, there you go. And if you didn't need it then, well, more fool you for not having sorted it out quicker. But yeah, I just thought today, we had a really good day at work. It wasn't that anything happened at work. But I was just thinking as I was heading through here, because this was not what I intended talking about. But I just thought, do you know something? It is getting customer service now. It's nothing like what it was in my day. When it was in my day, we were there to try and give the customer the best service possible so that they enjoyed their experience, whether that be purchasing a dress, whether that be staying in a hotel, having a bar supper, whatever, getting your house fixed. Our job was to make sure that the service was good enough that they enjoyed it. Now, if you're in customer service, a lot of the time, especially if you're my age, your job's to protect the younger ones who some person is deciding that they're going to go and have a go at through no fault of their own. And I think that's time to stop. I think that has to stop because, we're running out of people. People don't want to work now because why would you if you're taking that sort of abuse? I certainly wouldn't. I think, however, my voice on the phone is pretty obvious about my age. So it doesn't happen as much to myself. But yeah, that's my thing. Let's slow things down. Let's start being nice to the people in retail and coffee bars and petrol stations and shops and stuff. because so many people are horrible nowadays. We need to shine a little light in the world. Yeah, shine a little light in the world. I'm sure that's a song somewhere. So yeah, I have wittered on quite long enough. Again, I am going to go make more tea. Oh yeah, you may have seen my little short, A Minute of My Life. I have decided that I'm going to start throwing them up every so often, just so you can see. It could be something like the cat is sitting on my lap. It could be something like, oh, look at the scenery, it's looking really nice today. Or here's me standing beside the river. Or here's my dinner, I'm quite proud of it. Who knows? But I just thought I'd share a minute of my life every so often. So, and, oh, was it whoever put up about the kettle? I had too much. Trust me, I go through like 3 cups of tea within the first hour of coming home from work. That was just the first one. hmm So rather than fill it cold every time, I put more in and then I just reheat it and get 3 cups of tea. Okay, I will go now and I will catch you later.